Welcome back, ELE 112. This is part 7 of a sample of a Thevenin circuit. This is with a current source. And if you're not comfortable with circuits with current sources, you might want to Google and see if you can find some workable problems. If not, look back in your textbook under current sources and review some of that material. That being said, here is the Thevenin circuit at hand. It's a little more robust than the other circuits. All we want to do is find that Thevenin resistance and that Thevenin voltage. So I'm going to start by finding the Thevenin voltage. One of the steps is remove the load. So I've taken the load out here. And this is where the Thevenin voltage is forming. So I'm going to have to look back in here for the closest component that's causing that voltage. And it happens to be VR3, which is the Thevenin voltage, or otherwise resistor 2K, known as R3. That's where the Thevenin voltage is being dropped across. There's always a resistor that you have to find, because now it becomes a circuit analysis problem with a current source and 3 resistors. So all we do to solve the circuit is come to this problem right here, where I have clearly combined R2 and R3. Those two resistors compress. They are in series, and I'm away from the source. Whether it's a voltage or a current source, you always start compressing from the outside, looking in. So the 2K and the 2K become 4K down here. And lo and behold, we have a simple parallel circuit, and we're driving it with a current source, which is perfect because that would allow us to use current divider. You know, that theorem that you've gotten so good at using. Well, this is your chance to explore using current divider. We want to find the current through R23 because this is true. The current through those two series resistors is the current that is flowing way up on top here in the red through that R3 and through that R2 resistor up here. If we can find that current and multiply it by 2,000 ohms, the value of R3, we could find V Thevenin. So we take these two resistors down here at the bottom problem, 1K and 4K, we combine them together to produce 800 ohms. That leads us to this problem right here, and I've redrawn it up at the top. And as I said, current divider is really, if you look at the problem close enough, you'll see that current divider really is the only flavor of the day that will work for this circuit. So I want the current coming down R23, so that's what is up at the top here in the equation, R23. It's down at the bottom of the equation. The top is the total resistance of the circuit, which was 800 ohms, calculated on the last page. Okay, we come up with a current of 0.2 milliamps. Well, that's the current that is flowing right here through these two circuit components of the original circuit. So there's 0.2 volts flowing through there. With that current and with that resistor, we are now able to use Ohm's law to calculate that the V Thevenin for that circuit is 0.4 volts. You're done. We really didn't do a whole lot of calculations. What we had to do was a whole lot of setup, which can be challenging. But the more problems you work, the more mistakes you make, the better you will get. Isn't that a positive response? Okay, part two of the problem is right here. R Thevenin is going to be computed. Now, R Thevenin sits out here at the output, so we have to take the open current source, we have to take the current source and open it. If it was a power supply, we would short it. But if it's a current source, we open it. And that means that these two resistors down here are now in series with each other with respect to the meter, which is sitting here looking in to measure ohms, okay? So we add 1K and 2K, and we get 3K. That produces a 3K and a 2K circuit here, which I've taken to the next page just to make life easier for you to look at it. And you've got 3K in parallel with 2K. Well, that's what this calculation does. It calculates that your R Thevenin is 1.2 K ohms, 1.2 K ohms, and your V Thevenin is 0.4 volts. Have a great day. I hope you have a lot of fun with Thevenin. Like I said, you need to spend those 6 hours of class time, which is 6 hours, and a minimum of another 6 hours in homework probably. You know, that could be 8-10 hours a week just working on the homework for one particular class. So work in equals success out. Good luck to you.